I am so excited to be here celebrating such a significant win for homebuyers of color in San Diego. In 2021, Wells Fargo launched the Wealth Opportunities Restored Through Home Ownership or WORTH program, designed to support collaboratives in implementing comprehensive approaches to address the root causes of racial and ethnic homeownership gaps. Seeing this opportunity, the San Diego Home Ownership Equity Collaborative, which consists of 16 organizations, submitted a proposal for consideration of this grant. I am so pleased to announce that from the work led by the San Diego City County Reinvestment Task Force and the San Diego Housing Commission, San Diego was one of 8 markets nationwide selected for a $7.5 million grant from the Worth program. I think that deserves a hand. Yes. Very exciting. With this grant, the San Diego Housing Commission will oversee the implementation to put home ownership within reach for home buyers of color. The research is very clear on how the history of racist restrictive covenants still impact our city today. In San Diego County, 30% of Black households own a home compared to 61% of white households. With this program, we're beginning to address structural and institutional issues that have plagued our communities and barred equity for many generations.
Home ownership is powerful, and we don't talk nearly enough about it, not because it's not important, but because often we are faced with the real challenges of having 8,000 people who are unsheltered in this county, and that's terrible. But I think about the hundreds of thousands, if not more than 1 million San Diegans who crave the opportunity to invest in these neighborhoods of our city and feel shut out because the prices are too high, the down payment is impossible, the HOA fees are unaffordable. The list goes on and on. And so for Wells Fargo and for this group of incredible community-based organizations to come in and tear down the walls that have historically been there for people like my grandfather and to people even today, this is powerful and this is important. By advancing policy changes at the city of San Diego that recognizes that for far too long, too many neighborhoods did not get their fair share of resources, because much in the way that we've seen home ownership discrimination, you've seen it in the way that we've financed our neighborhoods, where we've built our parks, the kinds of libraries we provide, what neighborhoods get infrastructure improvements and which ones don't. These are game-changing policies that I believe will actually make home ownership more possible. Because when the infrastructure isn't a mess, people are willing to say, yes, we'll build some more housing in this community. When you believe that the fire station is large enough to fit that new apartment building, that new condo complex, they'll say yes to that. So what we're doing is a part of a comprehensive effort to reimagine our city, to say that if you're willing to work hard and be a part of this community, we will make a place for you here. And we don't care what your original language was, what country you came from, what the color of your skin is. We want you here because the diversity is the strength of this city, and home ownership is the power that helps to provide the stability the city needs to move forward.
Great cities don't just happen. Great cities are built around collaboratives. They're built around individuals and entities and businesses and nonprofits coming together to try and resolve problems that are plaguing a community. And so today, in the Worth Grant and Wells Fargo, you're enabling us to see the results of this great collaborative. Now, what is this about? This is really about people. You know, it's funny, at the Housing Commission, we see so many people who come in, and they all have the same desire: shelter. Shelter. Many of the people want to do what Mayor Gloria just talked about. They want to own something. It gives them a sense of pride, encourages them about the future. Part of the great American vision. And when you think about people, home ownership can be difficult, and we hear this all the time at the commission. The process is always hard to understand. What am I signing? How much debt can I have? How much money do I need to have? Can someone just talk to me? Can someone just help me? Provide me with some guidance in that pathway. And this grant and the collaborative that led to this grant will allow that to happen, because this is truly about the people who want to be a part of that home ownership equation.
You know, there are a lot of communities that didn't love their community enough to put in an application, and yet you all worked so hard to put that in. And I want to thank Wells Fargo for their generosity. You know, creating this grant program was a big step, righting past wrongs and creating a better future. But I'm most excited about the fact that 5,000 people will qualify for new homes, and those new homes will mean that they will have generational wealth moving forward. You know, so often, some of the things that I fight at the Board of Soups are environmental issues that deny people generational wealth. If we want to make our society a better place, everybody has to have access to home ownership so that they can participate in the American dream. So thank you so much.
Good morning. I am speaking today as a representative of MAC, an anti-poverty organization and my employer, and the larger Worth Homeownership Executive Committee. The Executive Committee is composed of members of LISC San Diego, the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals, Urban League of San Diego County, San Diego Housing Federation, Logan Heights CDC, and San Diego Housing Commission. Our organizations serve in various capacities, but we have a shared commitment to strengthening the housing ecosystem to boost BIPOC homeownership. We deliberated for several months, engaging with and learning from technical experts, hundreds of community members, and each other to create an ambitious and comprehensive plan for the region. Over the next 4 years, we will make information and resources broadly and readily available online and use outreach to increase access to resources. We will enhance and expand what works, such as down payment assistance programs, first-time home buyer education and credit counseling, LISC Financial Opportunity Center program, LISC and Urban League's Black Home Buyers program, San Diego Housing Commission's first-time home buyer programs and Achievement Academy, Logan Heights CDC's Career Financial Advancement Center, and MAC's Zero Interest Credit Building Loan Program are just a few examples of local programs and initiatives that have the potential to help BIPOC residents prepare for homeownership and purchase their first homes.
It's an honor to be, joined by such an impressive group over here of both elected officials as well as sort of the organizations, and we want to make sure that we recognize them for this impactful initiative that they put together. You know, we have the easy part of helping really fund it and be a supporter of it. They have the hard work of putting together the ideas and actually executing it, and we're going to be there, along the way for the journey. You know, we have to address the racial gaps in home ownership together. You know, as a large mortgage originator, we have our part to play. It's an important role, but we can't do it alone. It really does require the collaboration across the many groups, the politicians, and all of the nonprofits here. And we have to be very intentional about our actions and really create those bridges across the private and public sectors to really get the impact that we want. And this donation, we're making here today as part of Worth, as we said, the wealth opportunities restored through homeownership is part of a $60 million national effort. This is the third city we've rolled it out in out of 8. It's very exciting to be part of it. And we really, aim to create up to 40,000 new homeowners across the country, with 5,000 really being here. Homeowners of color really across these communities that we work in.